I'm still waiting for the time DaBaby doesn't say "let's go" before one of his features. In the meantime, let's go.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are doing some hot and cold. This is a video series I like to do where I talk about the best and worst music I heard over the past week, as well as some middle of the road tracks. As always, the songs will be down in the description. If you want to check out any of the songs, tell me what you think. While you're down there, give me some suggestions for new songs to review, to give my opinion on, and we are just about ready to start. First off, we gotta give a couple shoutouts to a couple songs I forgot to talk about last week, and we have Juice WRLD and Marshmello coming together for a fantastic collaboration. You do not want to miss this song. It is called Come and Go. I say this realizing I wrote off the entire Juice WRLD project, not thinking it would be anything of note, anything to send off Juice's legacy in a good way. This song is probably the best on the entire album, and the album is pretty great too. This song in particular, though, Come and Go, had me extremely weary of Marshmello's bland style when it came to bounce and electronic, but he nailed it with one of the most addictive beat drops that we might get this year. And the other shout out, I gotta give it to Courtney for Hard to Be Alone. It's an alt-rock song, a rustic guitar and minimal arrangement on this one. It is a single from an EP, I believe. Anyways, moving on to the hot tracks, the best of this past week. First up, we have DJ Khaled featuring Drake. It is another one. Actually, it's just his return, but we have two tracks from DJ Khaled and Drake this week. One landing on the hot tracks, and this one's called Pop Star. Drake, he is sounding reinvigorated on his verses for this. Keep in mind the chorus is still growing on me, but I love the Scooter Braun mention, the shoutouts to Ariana and Selena. Even David Foster gets a nod on the track. So yeah, this is the much better single that came out from DJ Khaled this past week, and I can't believe this is DJ Khaled, actually. Next up, we have Yukon Blonde. They are back. They are more critical of the cell phone than ever. What's great, though, is that they are still self-aware of their own use. This new track, Precious, it seems like the group is branching out from their sound and style of the Beach Boys. They got this funky bass and guitar line on there instead. I think this is a dandy of a track, even throwing in some French, parlez-vous français, just to show off that they're Canadian, you know what I'm saying? More Canadian music this week. We have Half Moon Run with Monster. This is the opening track off of their new EP, alt-rock group. And like all the other singles, it is great. It's well written, cool production on the drums and the cymbals, lots of birds chirping. It is good. Woo! Moving on, we have Honey by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They are off of their metal kind of sound, now dipping their toes back into alt-rock, psychedelic kind of stuff. I love the eclectic Eastern-styled guitar on here, the melody as well. Troye Sivan is coming back with Easy, is the name of his latest single. And what a heck of a chorus on here. It is so 80s inspired, but contemporary to our time. A lot of reverb on the vocals, and Troye, he's 2 for 2 when it comes to singles this year. He's on his way back with a new EP as well. I'll have to double check the release date on that one, but it hasn't come out yet. Something that has come out, though, is The Chicks, their new album. It's great. Yeah, I could have picked any song from it, basically. So I picked one at random. It is Sleep at Night. It has rattling percussion, great chemistry from the group members, Jack Antonoff being a beauty as always, Chad Smith on the drums, actually for most of the songs on that LP. Okay, I love it. Check out that album review. Check it out. Now, if the year 2020 has amounted to much of anything, we can expect female pop artists to be singing about candy for some reason, and Serena Ryder is doing a sweet job with that on her new single, Candy. A little groovy bass line on here. I like how the drums are always pushing the next bar of the song forward. The lyrics could have been expanded upon for the topic a bit more, but it's too catchy for me to criticize harshly. You know, I also can't criticize this next song from Wizkid featuring H.E.R. It is called Smile. It is some reggae, Afro beats, Pretty fire track, actually. I could get down to dancing to this one, given a little shimmy. Perfect amount of auto-tune on Wizkid's voice on here. He nailed his performance, good chemistry between him and her, and it's an entertaining 4-minute song. And wrapping up the hot tracks this week, we gotta give it to Joey Badass for one of his songs from his new EP. It is Shine. Smooth and sexy sound on here, nice little summery tune, bright little flourishes of keys, great flow to Joey, it's great stuff. Up next, we have middle of the road tracks. These I thought were okay, worth highlighting. You might get some more enjoyment out of them. First up, we have Father John Misty with a few singles. He's kind of packaged it into a single of 4 songs. The one song I want to talk about is Anthem, because this is the one he's pushing on the name of the single. And it is kind of different for Father John Misty. It is almost like church organ music, noticeably more electronic and spacier as well. The lyrics, they haven't really changed all too much. Still that same brand of cynical, depressing, the world is awful kind of deal. But I can't help falling asleep listening to this song. It is a snooze fest, and not in a good way. The instrumental, in my opinion, could have done a lot more. Could have grabbed the listener even with its slow progression. So yeah, plenty of other Father John Misty songs I would recommend before that one. Moving on, we have Idols with Him. With this group, I thought they were at risk of becoming predictable and formulaic, but this new song, it was trying so hard to stay out of that mold, that explosion of the typical Idols chorus, that I almost would have preferred them doing their shtick. Like this song just builds and goes nowhere. It has no release of tension whatsoever. It kind of makes me scratch my head, but 2 out of the 3 singles so far from this upcoming record from Idols have been fantastic, and maybe it plays into the bigger picture this new single does. Maybe I'm missing something. Just thought A Hymn could have been a bit better and more exciting. Nothing to dwell on, nothing too serious. Matt Berninger has a new single. Distant Axis is the name of that one. It is a ruminating acoustic cut from the frontman of The National. Pretty much par for the chorus, nothing new or crazy sounding on there. Decent chorus, but pretty boring other than that, if I'm being honest. To Be Young by Anne-Marie featuring Doja Cat is up next. It is a little generic and by the numbers with its progression and production, but the chorus is pretty snappy, pretty infectious, decent collaboration. I would not be offended if I heard this on the radio, however, I wouldn't really seek it out any other time. Also okay this past week, we have Astrology by bbno and Lentra, one of the more unique rappers out there when it comes to beats. That being said, the hook is a little questionable, just a little douchey and a little creepy, but the beat is pretty good, so maybe not skip that one. Anyways, moving on to the cold tracks, the worst of the week. First up, we have Tyler Yawa featuring DaBaby on Stuntin' On You. There is an overly simple instrumental on here. It is such basic, straightforward pop rap. Tyler, he's ruined Post Malone, he's now leeching onto DaBaby, and they don't sound that good together either, in my opinion. It doesn't even make sense. The 2 rappers sound like they're on 2 different songs, and just the energy level differences between the 2, it's night and day. Boo! Grease by DJ Khaled featuring Drake. Drake does not sound like himself on this track. I complimented him earlier in this video on the hot tracks, but he just doesn't sound like himself on here. He's doing a really bad Nav impression, in my opinion, maybe with a little more soul, a little more teeth, but it's still embarrassing because I don't know who wants to sound like Nav these days. The guy is robotic and emotionless whenever he performs on a track, so that's that. Another cold track, gotta give it to Kygo and Tina Turner for What's Love Got to Do With It. It's another classic, Ruined by Kygo. He did it with Whitney Houston before, and now he's doing it again with Tina. Just the most vanilla and plain beat drop ever. Kygo really needs to get his stuff in order because I can't take much more of his crap. I don't even think I've given a hot track to this artist ever since I've started this series, so I am about this close to never listening to his music again. Or at least taking a much needed break because I can't afford to be sedated by Kygo one more time. It is not much fun to know that every song he puts out is just going to bore me out of my skull. So Kygo, I expect a little bit more. Lastly, this week, wrapping things up, we have Superman by Keith Urban. It is pop country with no personality. It is devoid of anything and everything human. The chorus is autopilot at best. The verses are Keith pandering, looking to pad time with meaningless pictures or images of a girl he's dreaming to be with or he used to be with. It doesn't really matter because he's looking to connect with as many people as possible, and it's really lame. It's really forgettable. You get it. I'm not going to bash that one anymore, so that's hot and cold for this week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of these songs. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, I already said thanks for watching, but thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.